Now, if you haven't watched my previous training video in Excel Level 1 on how to apply themes, I go over the basics of what a theme is. You'll want to watch that because here, assuming that you've seen it, I'm going to show you how you can customize your themes. But before I do that, first of all, let me go over what you're looking at here. I've got a table, some text, or what's organized into a database, and then I have a shape. Now, how do I know that this is a table? If you watch my table training videos, you'll recall that anytime you look at an organized database and in the lower right hand corner you see a little blue tick mark, everything above it and to the left of it that's within that formatted range is part of the table. And the reason why I've got these three different sections here is because when we customize the themes, I want to show you how it affects tables, shapes or objects, and any other text that you have typed outside of a table. So to customize our themes, come up here, click on the Page Layout tab, go to the Themes group, and as you recall, we have our themes. Click on the drop-down arrow, and your themes are made up of three elements. You have your colors, fonts, and effects. So if I don't like any one of these pre-built-in themes, and I want to create my own from scratch, let me click off here in a blank area. Let's go ahead and do one, starting with our colors. Click on the Colors drop-down arrow, click on it down at the bottom, Create New Theme Colors, and it's divided into two sections. You've got your left section, which has the theme colors, your right section has the preview window. So you'll get an idea of what you have selected over here, how it's going to work over in the preview before you go ahead and apply it, or in this case save it. For example, first of all, up at the top you have your ones. Your ones apply to the normal text on your spreadsheet. Not part of a table, but just any text that you type in on your spreadsheet. So right now I've got dark or black, and you can see it over here in the preview window. When it's against a light background, you can see how it pops out nicely. And then I've got light text against a dark background, which isn't currently being applied a light shade here, but if it did, you can see it pops against the dark background. I mean, it wouldn't make sense when you're looking at the preview to change this, the dark text against the light background, to something white. It'd bleach it out. So in any case, the samples will help. And then down below you have your twos. Now your twos apply to cell borders and backgrounds. For example, I've got my dark blue, there's the background, or I have a natural color, light shaded gray, and there it is right there. So you can tell when you're picking your text colors and your background colors how you can go ahead and compare and contrast against them so they don't all bleed in together. Then you have your accents, and your accents only apply to things that accent your worksheet. Things like tables, shapes, or objects. So let me go ahead and make a few changes. I'm going to come up here, click on the drop down arrow, and instead of saying all of my text being automatic or black, let's do, I know it's not part of the theme colors, but it'll still update it. Let me go ahead and select red. You can see it updates it over in the preview window, and as soon as I click save and apply it, it'll update it here for the text outside of the table. And then let's go ahead and say for our table, you can see it's a light shade of blue, soft blue. Click on the drop down arrow, and again, you may want to stick with your theme colors to make sure that it applies. I'm going to go ahead and choose orange accent 6, darker 25, as opposed to lighter 40. In any case, go ahead and click on it. You can see it updates in the preview window, so you can see how it compares and contrasts against that background there. And then down below, if I like what I see, go ahead and delete it. And there we go, my spiffy theme colors. Click Save. Once you save it, it does two things. It saves it, but it also applies it to your workbook here. So there we go. I set it to orange, changed it to orange. Also the shapes or objects that I have within my worksheet. And then the dark text went to red. And if I want to make changes to it, just come up here, click on the Colors drop-down arrow. There it is. Right-click on it to edit or delete it. Next, let's go ahead and look at our fonts. Click on the drop-down arrow. I want to go ahead and create a new theme font. I don't want to use the ones up above. Click on it. You get two options. You get your heading fonts and your body fonts. Your heading fonts, if you recall in the Applying the Styles training video, you can go ahead and select it. It's pre-formatted font that says, hey, if you have text and you want it pre-formatted with about yay big with a certain font, you can go ahead and select heading 1, 2, 3, 4. They've got quite a few styles there. In any case, if you do have headings within your worksheet, you can set the font theme for those headings here. Right now it's Cambria. Click on the drop-down arrow. You got a lot to choose from, or you can just simply come up here, hit the backspace arrow several times, and just type it in. Type in the first couple letters. There's Tahoma. Hit the tab key to select it. And then for the body font, I'm just going to type in, let's see, COM Comic Sans. Hit the tab key. So all the regular text is going to be Comic Sans. If I add any headings, it'll be Tahoma for the font. Let me go ahead and when I'm done, click Save. Automatically applies it. So it doesn't apply to the table because that's of its own machination. Remember, when you click inside of it, it gets its related contextual design tab. So it's applying to all the other text outside of the table. Again, that's why I have the table and the text, and then of course scroll over here, the shape. So you can tell how customizing your themes affects all the different elements as far as the tables go, your regular text and shapes and objects. And then if we want to customize that, click on the fonts. There it is, My Spiffy Font. Right click, Edit, Delete. And then finally we have the effects. Click on the drop down arrow. You can't create any customizations. You only have built-ins here. But if you watch over here, the arrow shape, as I hover over some of these, you'll see the updates, and you can find one that you think would work or look good. In any case, I'll click on Executive. Then when I'm finished, I've got my color set, my fonts applied here, and then my effects. When they're all applied to your workbook and you want to save that as an entire theme here, go ahead and click on the Themes drop-down arrow, go down to Save Current Theme, pops open the window, and you've already got your folders for your custom colors, effects, and fonts, your themes there. Go ahead and give it a name, and then click Save, and you're done. So if you come back up here and you click on Themes, and you go down, you select something else, and you're like, oh, I like the one that I had customized here. Click on the Themes, go back to it, select it. Also, if you go ahead and click on File and create a new workbook, let me go ahead and double click on Blank Workbook, open it up. It's still available here. You can click on and have it applied to your workbook. And of course, don't forget, you can click on it and then right-click your customized theme and delete it as well. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel to get notified of the latest videos. And for only $2 a month, you get online access to all my training. Or for downloads and DVDs, please visit me at dreamforce.us.